saying you're going to need to go in your house, buddy. Yeah, it's about that time. All right. Away we go. I'm gonna fuck it now. Yeah. 9 out of 10. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Close. All right, we'll go with that. Hello, Jane. Okay. Are you there, Jane? Jane's not there. Okay. Samuel. In the house. Go in. Got your antler. Got your cute boy there, your antler. How your knees doing? Mine are a little tired today. You doing okay? I don't know about your knees, but you're just a handsome boy. Yes, you are. You're most handsome. Hey, you know what? I told you earlier and I forgot. Guess what? You've been such a good boy that you get one of these. Yeah. Well, hey, AJ.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Doing pretty good, actually. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah. Yeah, I teach my first large studio class tomorrow. So that's exciting.
Hey, just a heads up. I've got this recording in gallery right now. Everybody that's coming on is being recorded.
Okay.
But right before we begin the actual practice, I'm going to switch it to just recording speaker view.
Okay.
Because this is, I'm recording this to turn it in for audit. So I just need to verify that people actually showed up, that I wasn't just talking to an empty room. Hey,
You're not.
welcome, Paula. Good to see you.
Hey, how are you?
No, I'm pretty good, thanks. Actually, very good. How are you?
Like this.
Like, what a wonderful opportunity for modifications.
Yeah.
You all right, dude? You got everything you need? Sure, handsome. Yes, you are. How about we move these up out the way? Probably want this. Hey, Susan. Hi, hi. Hey, welcome, Jane. Just a few more minutes, give people opportunity to arrive. This will be approximately 90-minute flow today. I do have the recording set for gallery view just as people arrive. I will change that when the practice begins to where I'm the only one being recorded. But for now, it's set up like this just to verify that there are actually people here. Christine, Brianna, Marina, hey. Brianna Honey, that's a cool name. I dig it. Hey, Marina.
Hi.
Hi. So I was just letting people know as they arrive. Right now, you are being recorded. That will change when the practice begins. I'll be the only one being recorded. I'm doing this for an audit for a teacher training I'm in, and I just want to verify that there's actually people in this room, not just me. So, just so you're aware.
That's fine.
Thank you. Christina, good to see you. Brianna, hello. Y'all know the party don't start till y'all show up, so now we're good to go. Oh, more showing up. Hold on. Hey, Aaron. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Dos más minutes, 2 minutes, and then we'll begin. Just to repeat, a few more have showed up. You're being recorded right now, but that will change when the practice begins. Once the practice begins, it'll just be me on the recording. I just need to verify that there's actually people here in the Zoom room. So everything else will be as usual. You'll just set your device to speaker view. Wow, we got quite the room showing up. This is exciting. We'll be about a 90-minute flow or so, maybe more, maybe less. It'll be what it is. That's all it can be. In this last minute, just probably make sure you've got whatever you think you might need as far as extras, being blocks or towels. It's going to get hot. Beverage, or water. You are teachers in training, so a notebook and pen might be a pretty good idea. You know, I might do something you really don't like and you want to make a note. Never do that. And Jeanette, welcome. All right, so I'm going to switch the view over now. Before I do, it looks like everybody's muted just about. Let me mute one. Okay, give me some indication you can hear me, like wave a hand, or if you got an injured hand, wave a foot. All right, all right. Oh, hold on, more stuff. Hey, Ethel, welcome.
Hi, Steve. Welcome, hi, everyone.
All right. And we're all muted. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and change the view over. Just make sure your device is on speaker view, please. Why is it? There we go. All right. Good, good. Okay. There. All this technical gadgetry. Okay. Hey, as far as cameras go, you should have privacy. This should be set up in a way to where I'm the main image. It helps me if I can see you, but that's not a deal breaker. If you really must have your camera off, I understand. We had just a little audio glitch there. Can everybody still hear me okay? Yeah? Good. All right. So this is Friday, June 11th. Steve Urban, Brahma assignment. Take me out of the picture, 11 participants. All right, y'all, let's get started in a child's pose. If you're not familiar with child's pose, just go to all fours, hands and knees, like a child crawling. And then push your seat back to your heels. Take your arms out in front, nice and long. Or you can sweep your arms down your sides if you prefer. But really all we're doing is getting grounded, getting comfortable. It's kind of setting the foundation of this practice. Make a switch into yoga mode. And we do that just using a couple things with our breath. And as we go through this today, I'm going to offer all kinds of suggestions. You know, I'm full of them. I got lots of them. But you might find that some of these suggestions don't work for you. If something hurts, or if your brain is telling you, no, this is not okay, well, it's on you to modify, or you can discard. There ain't a rule in the world that says you got to do every yoga pose. Ultimately, this is your practice. You are the arbiter of your practice. You choose. So here's your first suggestion. With your breath, begin to just breathe through your nostrils. Narrow your breath through nose holes. And it might be that you have reason to not do that. That might not work for you. That's okay. Breathe through your mouth if you need to. Secondly, full capacity breathing. I mean, that breath is rich and full. Inhale all the way, fill it up. And exhale in the same manner. Breathe out every bit of air you think you got in you. And finally, we just smooth it out. It becomes fluid and even. Samavritti means even turning. So inhales and exhales are equal duration. There's a reason for this type of breathing. It requires focused concentration. And we all know that that's the precursor to meditation. And without meditation, we're just doing Eastern style calisthenics. This quiet, calm state of mind, this is the yoga. Everything else is just creative movements and shapes to gently, moderately touch all the places in your body you can think of. And throughout this practice, you find your breath becomes short or choppy or strange, something isn't smooth and fluid. Well, that's an indication that your calmness has left the building. Take a beat, come back to breath, join back in. Or for safety, if you find something hurts, that's your body telling you, please back off or discard, modify, or leave it alone. And other than that, I really can't think of any rules we need to mess with. So with this state of breathing in place, let's start adding some creative movements. You just start by tucking your toes under. Your arms reach out long, palms against the mat. Begin pressing into your toes and your palms. Lift your knees. Raise your butt up in the air. You're like an upside down V. First active pose is called downward facing dog. And this might be your first down dog of the day. So, you know, if you got to bend your knees a little, that's all right. Just kind of feel it, flirt it, investigate it before we're making any commitments. And notice your breath is still deep, steady, and long. About one deep inhale. Exhale, just gently bring your knees down to the mat and then bring them together to touch or close to. Open your feet and ankles a little wider than your hips and start walking your hands back towards your knees, towards your thighs as you lower your seat towards the mat, but between your heels. And you know, it might sound a little weird, but your butt doesn't have to touch the floor. Just take it down to where it goes, where it feels right. Bring your spine upright, shoulders over hips, and you can keep weight in your hands if the knees are a little fragile. We'll just take another few moments right here, steady breathing. Bringing your eyes and your awareness inside the perimeter of your mat. I know it's a little mundane. It's not as exciting as all the drama that goes on in our minds. But let's just keep our attention to the movement of our breath, the sensation of our flesh. Everything else just kind of scooch it off to the side for a while. Welcome, Adrian. Glad to see you. Go ahead and place your palms back on the mat out in front of your knees, and you just come up to all fours, a table position. Knees are squared under your hips, and shoulders are squared up over your wrists. And just extend your left leg straight back, lift it and extend it back towards the wall behind you. That could be toes 2 inches off the mat, or you might have your leg up parallel to the planet or anywhere in between. It's personal. With your left leg back, lean into your left palm and reach your right arm forward. We're just starting to generate the smallest degree of heat. Maybe point your nose at the mat so that the back of your neck is long. Good. Now notice, inhales lengthen your lungs. So on inhale, reach hand and foot away from each other. Exhales contract your lungs. So as you breathe out, press into your left palm and feel some pectorals, some triceps, some shoulder. One more breath, maybe flirt with some height. Now breathe out and set it all on the mat. We make a switch. Extend your right leg back. Kind of like you're going to put the sole of your right foot on that wall back there. Pressing into your right palm, you can reach your left hand forward, bicep kind of by your ear, or maybe it's higher than your ear. This is quite personal. Same deal, y'all. Nose points at the mat, so your neck is released and long. And then just use your breath to lengthen on inhales, contract and round on exhales. Just starting to get body and breath, creating a little marriage ceremony, uniting them. One more deep breath in. Nice. Set it on the mat, and if you would, go ahead and walk your feet back to an upper push-up position. In yoga speak, we call it plank. And I'm not sure, but did you know that you can always set your knees down in a plank? It's the same benefit with just a little less intensity. How about press into your palms and let your shoulder blades separate a little bit? If your knees are lifted, how about use your mind's eye to feel your pelvis at the same level as your shoulders? You can tuck your tailbone under a little bit and get a nice touch to your abdominals. One big breath of air. Knees up or knees down. As you breathe out, bend your elbows and lower all the way to the mat, but lower with some control. Gravity don't do it, your muscles do it. Once you arrive, keep your hands where they're at. Release the tops of your feet to the mat. On an inhale, press into your palms, lifting your chest, your torso, but not your thighs. It's a back bend called cobra. Exhale, come on back down. Let chest and chin touch mat. We're going to do 5 in a row. Inhale, come back to cobra. Gentle, easy. Exhale, come on back down, chin touch. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, coming back to the planet. Inhale, come up to cobra. Now let's hold here for about 5 breaths. And while you're here, let's do some investigating. Perhaps dig into your palms, lengthening the flesh on your belly, lower abdomen. You can roll your shoulders back, a little tuck of the chin makes your neck long. Breath is steady. Jaw is soft. Glutes are loose. You got nothing to hold on to, so let them loose. One more breath in. Exhale, come on down. Tuck your toes under. Same exhale, push the plank. Same exhale to down dog pose. Ooh, good. Nice. Just a couple breaths. Always coming back to breath, sensation, and just checking in with your calmness. Now, if you're with me, as you inhale, press into your palms, raise your tailbone, glance forward. As you exhale, you can step or quietly hop your feet to your hands. Hands down low on an inhale. Glance forward, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, lower your lengthened torso across your thighs. Just fold. Opening your arms like wings. Come to a flat back and then big inhale. Rise up to standing. Top of your inhale, hands reaching high. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your chest to your thighs. Hands on the floor, hands on the shins. Either way, inhale. Glance out. Remove any rounding of your back. Exhale, now fold. Palms to the mat, step or hop the plank, lower slow. Release your toes and on an inhale, press into palms for that back bend we just practiced 5 times. Exhale, chin touch, tuck toes, push the plank to down dog pose. Nice, couple breaths. So this is a dress rehearsal, just to kind of give your body a little preview, an understanding of what's coming. On this next one, let's maybe try to kind of turn it into a dance, moving with your breath. Press into palms a little bit, push out through backs of legs, feel something here. On inhale, tilt your tailbone up. Exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, glance out, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold forward, chest to thigh. Arms wide, flat spine. Inhale, stand tall, reach high. Exhale, fold forward, head down low. Inhale, glance out, find some length. Exhale, fold, palms to the mat, step hop the plank, lower with strength. Inhale, Cobrasana. It's just gentle, steady, free. Exhale, chin touch, tuck toes, plank pose, down dog. Breathe deep. We're only going to catch 2 of those, time being what it is, but how about a little detour? On an inhale, tilt your tailbone up. And as you exhale, just bring your feet to your hands. It's a forward fold. Breathe in, glance out, a little length. Now breathe out and fold again. If you need to bend your knees, do it, but let's put hands on the mat or a block. Now on your inhale, begin to lift your left leg up behind you. And not necessarily lift it as high as you can lift it. Lift it to where it feels sweet. Find moderation. Feel some glutes, your left glute contracting. Maybe some extending, some loose stretching of your right hamstring. And then just flirt with straightening legs. No removing bends from knees. You may want to put your left hand where your left foot used to be. Maybe grab your right ankle with your right hand and pull your face towards your right shin. Now, with calm, steady breath, how about open your arms out like wings and begin to bring your torso with your left leg lifting all a little bit higher than your hips. Arms are out wide. We just call this an airplane balance. How about tuck your chin and pull your breastbone forward? And then same thing. Torso, left leg a little higher than hips. And how about arms a little higher than everything? We're not here for long, so get it while you can. In fact, this one's gone. Take a breath. Exhale, return your hands to the mat. Inhale, notice your left leg is still lifting. How about that? Now breathe out. Set your left foot next to your right foot. Inhale, glance forward, get some length. Breathe out, lay your torso on your thighs. Inhaling, take your right leg up behind you. Yeah, now you found that spot, moderation. So let's play with extension, lengthening. Just begin to straighten your knees if it's appropriate. Maybe you want to start bringing the hands as close to your left ankle as you like. You can look at the floor, it's a little easier on balance, or you can look at the wall behind you and find some challenge. But from here, just start to open your arms out like wings and start lengthening your chest away from your thigh as you bring torso and right leg both a little higher than your hip joints. Arms are out as wide as you like. Lift them a little higher than everything. If you tuck your chin, your neck is long. If you extend breastbone forward, you get some spinal traction. One breath. Exhale, put your hands on the mat. Yeah. Inhale, notice right leg is still up there. I don't know what the hell's holding it, right? Now exhale, bring your right foot down next to your left foot. Ooh. Take a breath in, half lift, lengthen out. And then exhale, fold. We go into warm-up number 2. Listen up. Breathe in, bend your knees up to 90 degrees like you're squatting. Reach your torso and arms up for length. Now exhale, fold forward and straighten your knees. And inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hands to the mat. Go to plank and lower with some strength. Do you feel your elbows brush your ribs on the way down? It's kind of nice, right? Inhale, Cobrasana. It's just a back bend. Exhale, chin touch. Push the plank to down dog. And just now lunge your right foot up towards your hands. Stay up on left toes. Inhale, come on up. Torso up, arms up, reaching high. They call this crescent pose. Push left hip forward a little, left heel back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot to plank and follow that exhale. Lower with a little control. Inhale, cobra. It's a back bend. Exhale, chin touch, press. All the way back to down dog. You know, you can always skip that push-up and go from cobra to down dog. That's cool too. Lunge your left foot forward. Just step it up towards your hands. Stay up on right toes. Big breath of air as you rise up, torso and arms high, crescent pose. Square hips forward, push right hip back, nice. Exhale, control palms down to the mat. Step your left foot back. Same exhale, you lower on down to Mother Earth. Breathing in for cobra. Breathing out to down dog. Yeah. Get a couple breaths here. And just check in. There's some things to flirt with. Pressing into palms, kind of rotate them away from each other so you get some engagement in the base of the index and thumb. Feel something in the armpit meat as you do that. Tailbone tilting up kind of lengthens things. Pressing away with the entirety of the backs of your legs. Heels dropping back wherever they drop. You know they don't have to touch the mat. Doesn't matter, right? And for a little bit of something extra, how about pressing armpits towards ankles? Wow. We're going to go through one more time, and you got 3 ways of doing it. First way, you can skip it. You can take child's pose. Second way, you do it just like you did last time. Or third way, Try to move with breath. If you're with me, inhale, tailbone high. Exhale, feet come to hands. Inhale, glance forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, torso and arms reaching high. Now exhale, just dive forward, straighten your legs. Breathe in, half lifting for length. Breathe out, palms to mat, hop or step to plank, lower with strength. Follow the inhale into cobra. Follow the exhale on down, press away the down dog. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, just float up, crescent pose. Exhale, lower hands with control to the mat. Step right foot back, continue lowering through that exhale, all the way down. Take an inhale, use a cobra, it's just a back bend. Breathing out, we press away, butt goes high as down dog pose. Lunge your left foot forward. Inhale, right up the crescent. Exhale, with intention, move hands down the mat. Step left foot back. Same exhale, glide on down. Flat to the mat. Breathe in, catch the back bend. Sweep, gentle, free. Exhale, lower down, press away. Back to down dog pose. Breathe deep. Now, you may or may not be warmed up at this point. And you know what? It really doesn't matter because you understand moderation. You're listening for what your body's telling you. If something hurts, if something's not right, we just make adjustments or discard. Let's move on. Take a breath, tilt tailbone up, press into palms. Over your exhale, step or quietly hop your feet to your hands. Let an inhale lengthen your chest forward, moving the bend of spine. Now exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat, knees bent if necessary. Inhale, start lifting your left leg up behind you. And I know we were here before. This time it's just transition. Once leg is up, you can start to straighten knees if you like. Open arms wide and come up to the airplane balance. Good. Find your equilibrium. Next inhale. Try not to touch your left foot to the mat. Inhale. Come up to standing. Hold your left knee out in front of you with two hands. Yeah. Take a beat here because we just went from upside down to right side up. Now, go ahead and put your right hand on your right hip. You can keep your left hand on a bent left knee if you like. That's one way to do it. Or if you can, if you wish, your first two left fingers, just take a hold of your left big toe, or maybe ankle, or maybe foot. Now extend your left leg forward, but listen, keep back, spine straight. That means you might leave a bend in your left knee. Much better to have a bent knee and a straight spine rather than straight knee, bent spine. There's no reason in the world that it has to be a straight leg. If you feel it, it's working. It doesn't matter if it's bent. Now, right hand staying on right hip. Just use your left arm to open your left leg, or if you're holding the knee, open your left knee out towards left wall. Yeah, good. And your right hand, just let it peel your right hip open as your left hand opens your left leg. You're just gonna spread your pelvis a little bit. Yeah. And we're already out of this one. Bring left knee or leg straight back out front. Then go ahead and put both hands on your hips. And if you can, go ahead and straighten your left leg if you haven't already. And what the heck is holding that leg out there? Let's see if you can hold it without making that look on your face. That means if you need to lower your knee a little bit, that's all right. Take a breath. Legs still lifting. Exhale, reach arms up high. Inhale, lift everything. Exhale, fold forward like a dance. Arms out wide, left leg behind you, airplane balance. Take your 5 right fingertips and let them find either a block or some mat right below your right shoulder. And start to open, left shoulder over right shoulder, left hip over right hip. You can keep your left hand on your left hip, or if you got it, extend it straight on up. Now, while you're here, they call it half moon. Let's flirt with extending things, like straightening some legs, pulling breastbone away from pelvis. How about lengthening your breath, extending yourself some patience, for the wobbling is desired. One more breath. Now, without touching anything, come back to airplane balance and just experience a little sensation in every fiber of the right side of your ass. One big breath in, Atthasana. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Rest your head and breathe in. Holy smokes, left leg still lifting. Exhale, set your left foot next to your right foot. Oh, man. Take a breath in. Get some length here. Let your exhale fold you. Now just glide your right leg up behind you as you breathe in deep and steady. And it's just a transition. We start to open our arms out wide and start to extend our torso away from our left thigh, because we just sort of lift everything, just kind of flying like a bird through the sky. Next inhale, come on up to standing with right knee held in front of you with both hands. And it's kind of fun. I used to pay about $10 a gram for that kind of head rush. Couple breaths. Go ahead and put your left hand on your left hip. And again, you can keep your right hand on a bent knee. You don't have to go anywhere further. If you like, if you dig it, right hand, take a hold of big right toe or ankle. And then just start to extend your right leg straight out in front of you. But remember, straight spine. I don't know what it is that makes us think we got to extend the leg all the way. It's not necessary. Once you have sensation, you trigger circulation. Then you got regeneration. Breathe in, open your right knee or your right leg out to the right wall. Use left hand to spread left hip open. Just open in space wherever you can find it. Let your mind dwell in that space. Now bring right knee or right leg back in front of you. And how about put both hands on your hips? Groovy. And if you haven't done it yet, right now is a good time to just try and straighten your right leg. Maybe not all the way, but just feel. I mean, when the hell else today are you going to use that particular muscle, right? Take a breath. Exhale, reach your hands straight on up. And on an inhale, lift everything you can. Ribs, arms, legs. Now exhale, sweet, smooth transition. Fold forward, right leg behind you, arms out wide. You're flying. How about the 5 fingertips of your left hand come down to the planet right below your left shoulder? It's definitely going to be out beyond your left foot. Or maybe somewhere in between, somewhere that you find your balance. As you breathe in, start to open right hip, right shoulder, over left hip, left shoulder. Right hand can remain on your right hip, or you can reach it up to the ceiling and just start to extend anything you can think of. Straightening out some knees, reaching, pushing into your left hand, pulling out with your right hand. See if you can spread chest open a little bit. Pull breastbone away from pelvis. Here's something only for the adventurous. Turn your gaze up and look at your right hand. What happens? Now try not to touch foot the floor. Yeah, that's right. And we rotate right back to airplane balancing. Man, that is sweet. Big breath here. Pull in, exhale, hands to the mat. Breathing in, and right leg is still up there. Exhale, lower your right foot down next to your left foot. Thank God. Take a breath, glance out, look forward, long spine. And as you breathe out, pop up on your toes, bend your knees, and sit your butt down on your heels. Just kind of keeping you moving here. As we will let the feet stretch and we get a little balancing up on our tippy toes. You can put your fingertips on the mat to help with that if you like. If you're feeling pretty steady, how about put your palms together right there at the center of your chest? Cool. Now, maybe this. Maybe interlace your fingers, flip your palms up, and reach your arms up. And as you take a few breaths, start pushing palms towards ceiling as you sit into your heels. Again, it's called traction. That soft, calm face, that's relaxation. One more breath. Exhale, folding forward, hands come to the mat, straighten your legs, fold forward, lower your heels. Whoa. Let's open our feet a little wider than our hips. Now, lift up the front of your feet and just slide your hands under your feet, palms to soles. Slide them back so far that maybe index finger and middle finger are touching each side of the heel, right? Once you got it back, just lower your toes into the back of your wrist. You got a little bend in your knees, it's probably appropriate. And understand right now, if you fall forward, your hands are not going to come out in time to catch you. Keep some weight in your heels. And it's only funny until it happens to you. So listen and feel the body. Now maybe start to play with straightening your knees. You can even contract your thighs to help release some hamstrings. Head down low. And if you got your knees straight, you feel room for some more. How about start bending your elbows? Pull yourself into this fold. Now how about some deep breathing with your torso against your thighs? You can breathe through the side of your ribs. You can breathe around behind your heart, right? Yeah. Let's release our hands from under our feet. Keep your feet the width that they are. Let's just bend knees up to 90 degrees. Like you're going to bring hip joint, knee joint at the same height. And keep nipples right over your knees. So we're just torso to thighs. Reach your arms forward. And if you can, bring your arms a little higher than your ears. And just start reaching, fingertips and sit bones extending away from each other. And this ain't it. We're almost there. Keep your knees without straightening them, keeping them bent. Begin to bring torso and arms up. It might just be 2 inches, but maybe you come all the way back to that chair pose. Good. Now we're going to be here for a few breaths. So if you happen to stand, maybe sit back down, right? Cool. And we can lengthen out through the arms. That's going to, it's going to lengthen your arms. Maybe biceps come behind ears. Maybe a gentle glance upward, right? Take a big breath. Exhale it out. Oh, and that's enough of that. Inhale, come up to standing. Drop your right hand down to your right thigh. Now exhale, take a little bend to the right. Just a little one. We're going to flirt with this. We're going to find your personal spot. Let an inhale, reach your left hand over toward wall meeting ceiling. And then exhale, you just kind of walk your right hand down the outer right thigh. You find your degree and then just grab a hold of your leg if you like. Here's some stuff. How about bring your right hip crest up without lifting your right foot? How about push your left foot down? We're just looking for anything we can find down the left side body. Now, next inhale, come right back up center. Both hands are high. Drop your left hand to your left thigh. Now exhale, take a little bend to the left. And remember, we're just flirting with it. Just getting to know it a little bit. Inhales, lengthen a little more. Exhales, bend a little more. And you find that sweet spot, just let your left hand grab a hold of some leg. And maybe you can close the gap between left hip crest and bottom left rib, pressing into the right heel. I'm just trying to think of all the ways I can find to help you open right side of your body. Inhale, come right back up center, arms reaching high. Exhale, fold forward, lay your torso on your thighs. Hands down low, glance out, breathing in. This is for length. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step or walk the plank and lower all the way down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, maybe push up or not on your way to down dog. From down dog, just take your right hand and reach on back across your body. Take a hold of the outer left knee. Now just start to walk your right hand down the outside of your left shin, your left calf, and just take it down to a personal degree. And it might be next to impossible, but it won't stop you from trying. Try to keep your dog square while you're in this shoulder stretch here. The shoulder strengthening. You can bend your elbow and take a look under your left armpit if you like to twist. Yeah. Sweet. Put your right hand back to down dog. Now let's bring our feet together. You're still in down dog. You're just going to walk your feet up next to each other. Ankles touching, toes touching. If the toes aren't touching, that's no big deal. That's super flexibility. It means bunions. Totally natural. It's okay. Now, leaning and pressing into your right hand, begin to roll to the outside of your right foot. Inhale, bring your left hand right up to the sky. It's a side plank, and it can most certainly be done with your right knee on the floor if necessary. Good. And let's just find something here, shall we? How about bring your left bicep over your left ear. Use a little bit of right side oblique to bring your pelvis up to heart level. And now start reaching left fingertips away from left foot. Lengthen the side body. One big breath in. Exhale, left hand back up the sky. Inhale, open your chest up. Exhale, bring left hand back down to plank pose. Now take a deep breath. Pay attention, pay attention. Exhale, lower down slow your right knee to the mat. Yes, I got jokes, I know. Now with your right knee down, hands down, lift your left leg up behind you. Good. Press into left palm, reach your right arm forward. Yeah, we were here before too, weren't we? So let's add something to it. Take an inhale and extend your leg and arm as much as you like. And now as you exhale, bend your left knee and reach your right hand back and see if you can get a hold of something, preferably something of yours, not your roommate's. And then just a little grip strength to use strong arm to lift your leg. How about strong left quadricep to open your right shoulder? You can take a look over your right shoulder, see what that does. One more breath in. Exhale, release that, but don't set nothing down. Just inhale the previous pose. Right arm forward, left leg back, lengthen, top of inhale. Exhale, put it all on the mat and step back to plank pose, please. Knees up or knees down, it's all good, baby. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come on down with some control. To Mother Earth you go. Inhale for a back bend. Exhale, chin touch, toes tuck, plank pose to down dog. Nice. Now just lunge your right foot straight on up towards your hands. Stay up on top of your left toes. And over an inhale, come on up to crescent pose. We practiced it a little bit earlier, so you know it's good. Let's hang out in this one just a bit longer. Not too long, just enough to get a touch. How about square your left hip forward as you push your left heel back? And don't worry about the sole of your foot being straight up and down. There's no yoga journal photographers here. Just push the heel away, hip forward. Now see how close you can bring your left knee to the mat without bending it. That means you got to bend your right knee. Yeah. So now we got some flames on our right thigh. It's pretty cool. This is crescent. You can take a back bend if you want, but how about a breath in? Now breathe out and control. Hands come down to the mat. Runner's lunge. Ground your left heel, foot flat, straighten your right leg. Oh, yeah. Put your right hand and just grab a hold of your right ankle. And over the course of your inhale, open your left hand up to the sky. There's a triangle, right? Now, if you're having a hard time getting your right leg straight, how about bring your hand up higher on your leg? Or maybe if you want to get more of a lengthening of your spine, how about bring your right hand higher on your leg? For more hamstring, we go down low, grab ankle, grab toe. So how about this? Pull breastbone away from pelvis. And if you want, just kind of make your nipples point opposite directions by opening your left arm back towards the wall. Big, big breath of air. Exhale, left hand comes right back down to the mat. You can put it on the mat below your left shoulder. You might want to scoot your left foot up just, I don't know, 2 centimeters. And now breathe in and open your right arm up to the ceiling. Open your right chest to the side wall. Well, while you're here, how about push your right hip back and your left hip forward, contracting thighs, pressing into feet. Just explore everything you can here. All you did is just kind of turn your triangle the other way. One big breath. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Both legs are still straight. And start walking your hands over to the left side of your mat, all 10 toes pointing to the left wall. Reach your arms out and grab a hold of some calves or some ankles or maybe the outsides of your feet, or maybe wrap your first 2 fingers around your toes. And then with straight arms, inhale, glance forward, pull your breastbone away from pelvis. Now exhale, strong biceps, bend your elbows and draw your torso down between your legs. Drop your head. Now, I don't know what it is, but so many of us want to put our head on the mat here. How about if your head is touching the mat, get your feet a little closer to each other and make some room for your neck to get long. Open in some space, yeah? Cool. Couple breaths. You got it. Now, keep in the fold, release your hands, and just take your right hand and grab around the front of your left ankle. Just grab the outside of your left ankle. Put your left hand, left forearm on the back of your left calf. On an inhale, lengthen your breastbone away from pelvis. And now breathe out and use some arm strength to bring your right nipple towards your left knee. You might have noticed that your right hip came along for the ride. Just guide it back to where it was. Gentle. No big deal, right? Release that. Come back down the middle. And put your hands on your hips. Flat spine from the flat back. Inhale. Come on up. Shoulders over hips. Rotate right toes 90 degrees to the front of the mat. Exhale, bend your right knee, open your arms wide. Warrior 2. You want fancy Sanskrit? Virabhadrasana 2. Shiva is aiming, ready to strike. Now some refinements. Reach your left hand towards back of the room as you push your right knee forward. How about pull your left hip and right knee away from each other? Spread the pelvis, remember? Shoulders are soft, neck is long, fingertips are reaching. And you can just take a look at the fingernail of your middle right finger. One breath in. Exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat on the outside of your right foot. Left hand is up in the sky. Now just start to bend your right knee so it juts beyond your right arm, just a little bit, okay? Now let's turn this thing on. Begin pressing your right knee into your right arm and your right arm into your right knee. Begin pressing the sole of your left foot into the mat. Simultaneously roll open your left quadricep and your left chest. Keep the foot planted, just roll open. Good. Now there's just a little bit more. Drop your left bicep over your left ear and start reaching left fingers to infinity. Everything is engaging. Such a simple pose in such a dynamic manner. One big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the ceiling, still engaging. Inhale, spread chest open. Exhale, put your left hand down on the mat, come up on left toes, and as you inhale, open your right hand up to the sky. We just sort of twisted in the other way, right? Now you look kind of like a dragonfly. Now your right knee is going to kind of pop open a little, but let's try to pull it in. It's going to open some, but at a certain point, it becomes a totally different pose. So try to keep it in. And now same deal, just start pulling breastbone, pelvis away from each other. You can turn your eyes up to the right hand if your neck allows it. And maybe on this last inhale, try to spread your chest open on this side. Exhale, bring right nipple over right thigh. Arms are wide like an airplane. This is an airplane lunge. Inhale, come up the crescent pose. Oh. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Lower your left knee to the mat. Now let's take the next 10 breaths to see how far forward you would like to bring your right heel. Straighten your right leg and just start swiggling your right heel forward, maybe off the front of your mat. It's about 10 breaths to get there, maybe 7 breaths. And you're kind of extending your left leg back behind you. And let's try to stay up on top of our left thigh rather than rolling off of it. Now, how about these next 5 breaths? You decide how far forward you want to take your long torso over your right thigh. It might not be at all. You might be like, no, I just need 1 breath. I'm good right here. And now, nice and deep, wherever you chose, Hanumanasana, how about 10 breaths without fidgeting, without shifting, without moving? Remember, you chose how deep to go in this. So being still as you kind of demonstrate Hanuman stepping across the ocean to Sri Lanka. Oh, such steady stillness. Y'all are beautiful. Now, if you're with me, if you will allow me, I'll walk you out. Make sure your breath is steady before we go anywhere. Palms on the mat, just straighten your arms. Left toes are tucked under. Straighten your left leg so your left knee is off. On an inhale, drag your right heel straight back between your hands, the plank pose. Exhale, lower with control. To Mother Earth you go. Woo! I know it wasn't pretty, but it sure was effective, right? Inhale to cobra. Exhale to down dog. Nice. So, you know, it's a good thing you're not an octopus, right? How about left hand? Take your left hand and reach back and grab the outside of your right knee. Yeah, left hand to outside of right knee. Good. And again, it's certainly challenging, but let's try to keep a square down dog or a 3-legged dog, as the case may be. Begin to slide your left hand down your outer right calf to a personal degree. you're going towards the ankle, but there's no sense grabbing the ankle if you got to compromise the sensation of your pose, right? And then final option with this is just to start bending your left elbow and turning your gaze up under your right armpit. It's a point of gratitude. You remembered your deodorant today. Yay. Left hand comes back to downward facing dog. Good. Now, bring your feet together. Ooh. We're going to lean into left hand, start to roll to the outside of your left foot. As you inhale, open your right arm to the sky. Now remember, you can set your left knee down. There's really no yoga Olympics, and I'm not giving out gold stars. If you wish, we can kind of find some more sensation. You can drop your right bicep over your right ear. Maybe contract your left side body. Those are called obliques, to bring your pelvis up with the heart, right? And then finally, maybe you start reaching your right fingertips and your right foot away from each other. Pressing in the right foot, reaching right fingertips as you inhale, reaching. Wow. Exhale, right hand comes back up to 12 o'clock. Inhale, maybe spread your chest open here. Breathe out, your right hand comes down to plank pose. Now remember the other side. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lower slowly your left knee to the mat. Oh, some of you didn't remember. Why are you on your belly? Yeah, I got jokes, I know. How about lifting right leg back behind you? Press into your right palm and reach your left arm forward. Yeah, we want focused concentration, but that does not exclude jokes. Levity is good. So let an inhale, lengthen your arm and leg as long as you please. And as you breathe out, just bend your right knee and reach back and take a hold of something like an ankle or a foot. And we can use contraction at both ends of this to get stretching at both ends. So your strong thigh is going to open your left shoulder. Your strong left arm is going to lift your right leg. So you get a little bit of high thigh psoas stretch, a little bit of shoulder stretch. We got some contraction. Well, we got some balancing. And if your heart's pumping, we got cardio. And suddenly you got cross training going on in yoga asana. One more breath. Exhale, let go of the bind, but don't set it down. Inhale, reach arm and forward and leg back. Now breathe out, set down, step the plank pose. Big breath into your plank. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, push up or not into down dog. Yeah, good. How about let's lunge our left foot forward towards the hands. Then we're going to stay up on right toes. And inhale, come up with strength and control. Come, rise up the crescent pose. It's a little wobbly. You can move feet closer to the sides of the mat for more stability. But again, let's turn this one on a little bit, shall we? Square your right hip forward. As you push away with your right heel, that's going to lengthen your right leg. Cool. Now, see how close you can get the right knee to your mat without bending it. Keep it straight. That means you got to bend left knee, yeah? Okay, yeah. Now, I can actually see flames on some thighs there. This is good. So it's crescent pose. Maybe you bring biceps behind ears, and on an inhale, maybe a back bend. Now exhale with control. Bring your hands down to the mat. Ground your right heel, right foot flat. Straighten your left leg. Oh, I bet you felt like straightening leg, yeah? Left hand, let's grab a hold of ankle or shin, the left one. And then as you breathe in, just open your right arm up to the sky. Your chest is going to open to the right side wall. And the same deal. If your left leg is not straightening, just come up a little higher. You don't need to be down low. Again, this is not about what it looks like. What are you feeling? What are you discovering? Tuning into sensation. And here's some other refinements. How about press into the bottoms of your feet? Wow. Push your pelvis towards the right side wall. Draw your shoulder blades towards the left side wall. What happened there? You can turn your eyes up towards your right hand. There's some balance, right? Now, on an inhale, maybe you open your chest a little more. Big breath. Exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat. You can put it below your right shoulder. Some people like to put it on their left foot. Some people like to put it outside of their left foot. You put it where it goes for you. Right foot might scooch forward just a couple centimeters, and then as you breathe in, let's take left hand up high. Just let your left chest point over to the left side wall. Good. Make any adjustments necessary. You know, we can play with hips here. Push your left hip to the back wall, right hip to the front wall. How about this? Contract your quads and let your hamstrings release. Yeah. And as you breathe in, just try to rotate your torso open a little more. Exhale, left hand comes on down to the mat. Both legs are straight, long torso over your left thigh. Now just walk hands over towards right side of the mat, all 10 toes pointing at the right side of the room. Interlace your hands behind your back, behind your sacrum there, and then just straighten your elbows. On an inhale, roll your shoulders back, pull your breastbone forward, straight elbows. As you exhale, just fold and let your knuckles come up and over wherever they may. They might be 2 inches off your back. They might be all the way over touching the mat. And if they're touching the mat, there's nothing to do a celebration about. And if they're just coming a couple inches off of your back, there's nothing to sing the blues about. It's right where it's supposed to be right now. Great opportunity for contentment and acceptance. Yeah, kosantosha. One more breath. Exhale, let your hands come on down. Release the bind. You just take your left hand right across the front of your right ankle and grab the outside of that ankle. Your right hand and right forearm just come along the back of your right calf. Lengthen your breastbone out as you breathe in. And now as you breathe out, use some arm strength to rotate your left nipple towards your right knee. And hey, what happened? Did your left hip come with you? Just exhale it back into place where it was. It'll be okay with it. It really will. Catch a couple breaths here. It's so dynamic. We got some things happening. We got some strength, the right now strength, toning. We got some stamina, that's duration strength. We have some suppleness, flexibility, right? Don't we? Sure. Balance, that's happening. And your heart is probably pumping as you're breathing. We got some cardio. And your mind is quiet because your breath is steady. Go ahead, release that bind. Come back down the middle. Move your hands to your hips. Flat back. Inhale, come on up. Shoulders over hips. Arms out wide. Rotate left toes to the front of the room. And as you breathe out, bend your left knee. Right back to warrior two again. Yeah, cool. So here, you remember your refinements? Reaching right hand to back of room, pushing left knee forward. That's gonna erect your spine. Soft shoulders so they're not in your ears. That way you can still hear the guy talking. Fingertips reaching away from, here's another one. How about tuck tailbone under and give your lumbar some length. There you go. Take a breath. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat, outside of your left foot. Right hand is up high. You can always use a block here. Now this really bend your left knee so it's pressing out beyond your left arm. Yeah, and your arm is on the outside. You got it, good, nice, nice. Now, let's light this baby up, all right? Dynamic. Begin to press left knee into left arm into left knee. Good. About sole of right foot. Actively press it into the mat. You feel that? Good. Now, right quadricep, right chest simultaneously. Roll them open. Yeah. All right. Drop your right bicep over your right ear without changing nothing. Just start reaching right fingers somewhere. Infinity. And infinity is personal. Only you know. Good. Breathing, lengthening. Again, a basic pose, but man, we're hitting the edges. We're finding fatigue. Fast. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand back to 12 o'clock, still engaged. Inhale, spread your chest open and wide. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, up on right toes, and then inhale your left hand up high. Ooh, good, nice. Well, what happens if you just bend the left knee a little bit and let your pelvis come down without bending your right knee? Some lengthening in right side psoas, yeah? Cool. Try not to let the knee run across the room. So nice. I hear you protesting. Just breathe. Inhale. Open your chest a little more. Now exhale. Come back. Float your left nipple over left thigh. Arms out wide. You're in airplane lunge with smooth control. Inhale. Up the crescent. Oklahoma. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lower your right knee to the mat. Whew. That's the stuff, right? Now we're going to go ahead, straighten your left leg out and take about 10 breaths to figure out how far forward you want to run your left heel. You might use your right toes to walk your right knee back a little bit. And just find a personal place. It doesn't matter if your crotch touches the mat or not. But it will matter if something pops loose. That'll matter a great deal. So a little humility, a little patience. Find the moderation. You're not running from anything. You're not chasing anything. Personal degree. Now the next 5 breaths, you decide how far forward you want to bring your torso over your left thigh. And then we're going to take the final 10 breaths to just be still, without fidgeting, without shifting, without rolling off of our right thigh. In this very personally chosen pose. I mean, you've heard a number of times today, personal degree, moderation, gentle, easy. I mean, come on, you got to know what's going on here outside of the physical stuff, right? How can it be so dynamic and so gentle at the same time? How lucky are we to practice feeding benevolence while we eradicate malevolence? And we just happen to get a little strength, a little flexibility, a little balance, a sweet sweat. That's all extra, sprinkles on top. All right, now if you're with me, make sure you're in your breath. Breath is steady, jaw is soft. Just come up on your palms, tuck your right toes under, and straighten your right leg so your right knee is off the mat. Use an inhale to drag your left heel back between your hands, the plank pose. Use an exhale to lower down with control. Inhale, cobra. Stay with me. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Just come flat to the mat. Open your arms out like wings. Now let's sweep them back like a jet airplane. Good. On the inhale, begin to lift thighs, torso, arms to a moderate degree. If you go as high as you can, you're going to blow out in about 3 seconds, and we're here longer than that. So something moderate, something gentle, something personal, a whole lot of contentment, breath moving steady. Now go ahead, bend your knees without setting anything down and see if you can grab a hold of something like a foot or an ankle. Good. And whatever you're grabbing a hold of, just take like a grip. I mean, grip strength, forearm muscles engaged now. Good. Now, how about strong quadriceps, engaging, contracting your thighs to lift your torso? Good. Now, how about strong arms to really spread open your shoulder, open your heart? Yeah. Breathing steady is so sweet. And that's 3. How about 2 more breaths? Inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to previous pose. Thighs and arms still lifting, arms like a jet airplane. And now you got an option. If you want, you can bring your biceps to your ears. Reach forward for these last 3 breaths. Lifting. Now's your chance to go to the edge. Lift as high as you wish. 1 more breath. Exhale, hands in cobra. Rest your thighs. Deep breath. Come on up, a full-blown cobra. Because ain't never in your life you've been more prepared for cobra pose than right now. We're hanging out here for 5. Explore it. Your back, your torso, all so primed for this sweet bend. Roll shoulder blades down your spine. Can you let the curve come right to that area in upper middle back? And thoracic spine is what it's called. Tuck your chin back and neck long. And one time, please just release the glutes. There's nothing to hold on to. I promise. 1 breath. Exhale. Chin touch. Tuck toes. Push the plank to what is going to be our last down dog pose. Woo. Yeah. Gentle, gentle. Lower both knees to the mat. Let them touch. Let them come together. Open your ankles. And then just walk your hands back as you lower your seat to a personal degree. Yeah. Now this time around, things are warmer. They're a little more supple. Might be appropriate to lean back into your palms back behind you, or maybe bend your elbows and come down on your forearms. And for very few of you, it might be appropriate to go all the way to your back. But please, listen to your needs. Don't go there just because you think you must go there. Go there because your body says, hey, I think that would be pretty cool. I think that'll feel well. Let's go. And if you're on your back, maybe lift your pelvis a little bit, tuck your tailbone, take some kink out of lumbar. And once you do that, you can reach your arms away, biceps to ears. Interlace your fingers if you like, and just kind of lengthen out as you enjoy what is probably the sweetest stroke on your lower body. I mean, we got some ankles and knees. We got some thighs and some hips. Yeah, we got some psoas. If you chose to go to your back, it's a good time to start coming back up now. Coming to sit upright. And then everybody together, go ahead back to hands and knees, all 4s. Cross your ankles, your shins rather, deeply behind you, and just push back to a seated position. While seated, with your feet on the mat or off the mat, you can balance with this. Hug your knees in, and let's kind of counter all of those back bends we did. Good. So you're just sitting on your butt, just giving your legs a hug, letting it back. It's just kind of nice. Dropping cheekbones towards knees. Now keeping feet together, just let your knees fall open. And bring heels in towards groin, personal area, personal degree. Hands take a hold outside of your feet. Before we go anywhere, just let an inhale. Lift your breastbone, lift your ribs, lengthen your spine. Keep this length as you exhale, bend your elbows and hinge forward somewhere beyond the feet towards the floor. Notice those words. Beyond is somewhere beyond the feet. Towards don't mean you're touching the floor. It's personal. Good. Couple breaths here. Enjoy long spine, open groin, open thighs. Beautiful. Come on back up. Bring your knees together. And let's go ahead and set your palms down on the mat behind your hips, about 12 inches. With fingertips, let's point the fingertips away from you, towards the back wall. Walk your feet about 12 inches apart and about 12 inches or 30 centimeters from your hips. Now, take a breath. And as you exhale, just engage into glutes and quads and bring your pelvis up to a table upside down. Now, if that is not okay on wrists and elbows, just turn your fingers. Good. And let your head fall back somewhere personal, wherever the neck allows. And then let's make a table that you would actually set some beverages on by lifting. Yes, yeah, there you go. Breathe. Now, and then that's two. Another breath, 3 and 4. How about a little lift on this final inhale? Exhale, lower your buns to the mat. Turn your fingers face front. Straighten your legs out, toes pointed to the sky. You're just leaning back into your hand. Good. Now, here we go. On an inhale, lower your legs so your heels just kiss the mat. They're not resting. Exhale, lift them right back up. Inhale, you can do a knee bend if you need to. Exhale, back up. Hey, we're only doing 5. Wait for me. Inhale, come on down. Exhale, up. Dos más. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up with control. Uno más asana. Breathe in as you lower. Breathe out and come on up with it. Yeah, now. You just keep your legs there. If you need to bend knees a little at this point, that's groovy, or straight, it's all the same. Reach your arms out, kind of parallel the legs. Good. We call both Navasana, or balancing on my ass bones while my belly works. Take a breath. Exhale, rotate the torso to the right a little bit. Lift your breastbone. Let's kind of not round back any more than we got to. Take a breath in here. Exhale it out. Inhale, rotate back to center. Don't look at me. I'm not doing this shit. It's hard. Exhale, rotate your chest to the left. Good. Take a breath. Stay here. Exhale here. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, hug your knees. Go ahead and just put your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your left knee. And put your left ankle on top of your right knee. Bend your right knee, put your right ankle underneath your left knee. Now, if you take a look down, you got the same knee and ankle on top of the other knee and ankle. And your left knee might be way up in the air. That's okay. If it's too much, just cross your legs with left shin in front of right. Okay? Sweep your left arm around behind you. Bring the back of your hand to your spine, kind of up somewhere towards the middle of shoulder blades. Like you're going to scratch something on the back of your neck. Inhale your right arm up. Bend your right elbow as you exhale. And now if your fingers touch, take a bind. If they don't, just grab a hold of that really groovy shirt you're wearing. It's the same thing. Now see if you can bring the back of your right arm somewhere around the back of your right skull. And just take a gentle upward glance. So right side, we're getting a stretch on the posterior, the back side of your shoulder. The left side, you're getting the front, the anterior of your left shoulder. Your breath is steady. The hip is opening. I don't know. There's about a bazillion things going on right now, but nothing more important than your breath and your sensation. Yeah, that's the stuff. Whoa, release the bind and let your left arm come out gentle, slow, no hurry. You just set your left hand on the mat about 12 inches, 30 centimeters outside of your left hip. All you want to do is use your left hand to keep your left shoulder down. Reach your right arm up, bend your elbow, bring your right hand to your left ear, and now use that hand to lift your skull up and over, right ear towards right shoulder. Good. And while you're here, you go on a little search mission. You can rotate your head, chin up, chin down, just a few degrees. You know, your inner left elbow, you can rotate it forward, but search here, find for that spot. You'll know, and when you find it, just park there for, I don't know, 2 breaths, 2 full breaths. Keep your head where it's at. Bring your right hand over to the right side of your skull. Use your right hand to bring your head up neutral. Legs ain't moving. Deep breath. Reach high. Lift. Ribs. Breastbone. Now exhale. Hinge forward. Let hands come to the floor and continue to fold forward long. Now, partway there, stop. Take another breath and bring nipples out past shin. I don't mean pinch them and drag them out. I mean extend your spine. And now exhale, fold a little more as you just gently sink into something sweet deep in your left hip. That something sweet, that's called a piriformis muscle. It's shaped kind of like a pear. Depending on your structure of your sciatic nerve and your hip girdle, it can often put pressure on the sciatic nerve and confuse us, fool us into thinking we got a disc problem. Again, it depends on genetics. Hips are like fingerprints, they're personal. But this stretch will lengthen and relieve and remove some pressure for you, in theory. All right, come on back. Walk hands back, coming upright. And we're just going to make the switch with our legs. So this time you bend your right knee and put your right ankle on top of your left knee. Bend your left knee, put your left ankle underneath your right knee. And this got so many names like fire log, double-seated pigeon, or just sitting here with my shins and ankles and knees stacked. And remember, if your knee is way up in the air, that's no big deal. There's nothing wrong with you, it's just where it is. You can cross your shins with right leg in front. Let's sweep our right arm around behind us, back of your hand to the spine. Just kind of swiggle it or finagle. If you're under 30, finagle means to situate. Just bring your hand somewhere towards middle of shoulder blades. Left hand reaches high, bend your left elbow. If fingers touch, you bind. If not, you don't. You grab some shirt. You're still getting all the benefit. See if you can situate the back of your left arm towards the back of your skull. And then just a gentle glance up. So let's say your fingers don't meet. You understand that all that means is just the length of your deltoids is different? You understand it has absolutely nothing to do with health or wellness? The length of the anatomy is like the length of your nose. Just because I got a longer nose than you, does that mean I'm stronger, faster, more flexible? Doesn't mean nothing. It's just how we're put together. It means you're perfectly awesome as you are. How about just release the bind and let your right arm come out just gentle. And you place your right hand on the mat about 12 inches or 30 centimeters outside your right hip. Now remember, that keeps your right shoulder down because you're going to lift your left arm up and over, bringing your left hand to your right ear. Now lift your skull up and over, left ear towards left shoulder. Now, I don't know about you, but that's the side that I just enjoy getting into. Now let's go searching. You can rotate your chin a little bit. You can rotate your inner right elbow. Now, where we're going at, this meat on the right side of your neck, traps, nerve bundle there, brachial plexus, next to hips, shoulder area, neck area is the other place where we like to stash past experiences, traumas, current events, you know, whatever shit we got wrapped around the rear axle. Sometimes we wrap it around the front axle. So find that spot and just breathe for a moment and maybe say, hey, whatever the heck it is I'm holding on to that I don't need, I'll let go. Will you please take it? Cool. All right, leave your head where it's at. Let's use the left hand to the left side of your skull to bring your skull up neutral. And then inhale, reaching high, lift everything. Lift chest, lift ribs, lift breast, everything. Now this long torso, just exhale it forward. Let hands come down first so that you don't sink into your hip super fast. No shocking, it's gentle. And then take a breath to lengthen and exhale to fold. And just listen to your partner, your body. Say, yeah, I think I want a little more. Okay, just a little bit. No, okay, right there. Hang out right there. Listen to your partner and say, of course, love, that's where we're at. Yes. They say that this practice will make you a better lover. I mean, what is this if it's not intimacy? Listening, caring, patience, touching gently, right? I mean, never in your life are you going to find a healthy relationship respond positively to force or aggression or neglect, especially the relationship you have with your body, right? All right, Chad, let's walk it back up. Walk hands up, bring torso upright. Release your legs and just come right on down to your back. Hug knees in. You have your hand bones on your shin bones with knees towards chest, on your back. Slide your hand bones down your shin bones to the outsides of your foot and ankle bones. Open your knees a little wider than your torso. Flare your elbows to the side, get them out of the way. And now bring your ankles up over your knees and use a little arm strength, like you're going to press knees towards armpits. Yeah. Yep, that's the one. That's the pose. And I know we want to go side to side and rock and roll and do the ninja stuff. How about be still and silent and just listen to what's going on in the undercarriage? And it's just a suggestion. You can walk, rock and roll around if you got to. Now keep everything exactly as it is. You might need to turn your grip over to your ankles, but go ahead and straighten your legs so they're out wide like a V. And toes might be pointing down, heels might be pointing up. You can use a little arm strength to open legs as wide as you please, something personal. You know, don't go to a point that you think would look good on Instagram. Let's go to a point that feels nice on your body. It's like not too hot, not too cold. You know, these extremes, aren't they just the two sides of the same coin, right? Well, we just go to the edge, the moderation. Now, holding on to shins or ankles, or maybe you got your toes still, it's all good. Just bring your legs together. Good. Keep your legs where they're at and place your palms on the floor next to your hips. And using a little palm strength, tricep strength, core strength, go ahead and touch your toes towards the floor above your head. That's right. Just push over. You got it. Yep, scooch so you don't kick the camera. That's a great idea. Beautiful. Now notice I said towards the floor. Your toes, they don't got to touch the floor. And please don't force them to the floor. Notice that your neck is free. There's nothing in neck. It's all shoulders. Legs can be together. They can be wide. Knees can be straight. Knees can be bent. I'm not going to tell you about alignment because I got no clue what proper alignment is. Only you know what your alignment is. You can do what you want with your hands. You palms down. Some people like to bring biceps to ears and grab their feet. Some folks like to interlace their fingers and press the knuckles away from their shoulders. Now, if you're with me, if they're not already there, go ahead and bring your arms down your sides. Bend your elbows so that the meaty heel of your palm is somewhere kind of kidney area, that crease between butt cheek and lumbar. And just fade your torso into your palms. Let the body weight settle into your elbows. So your torso is like leaning tower of Pisa. And now just bring your legs straight up to the ceiling. From the crease of the hips to the tips of the toes, legs are straight up, ish. Torso is fading away on an angle. I know you Iyengar folks. I know y'all want to be 90 degrees. If you got to do it, but I sure don't recommend that. That's not my flow. Now, where are we at? We're in a shoulder stand. This is like the queen of inversions, royalty. We're just hanging out in stillness, or maybe partial stillness. I get it. And letting all of that nutrient-rich oxygenated blood rush down. I mean, past the heart, into thyroid, pituitary, pineal, that's my favorite. And it just dissipates through, I think it's, 1,700 centimeters of capillaries in your brain. Y'all know I made that number up, right? I don't know a damn thing about it. Breathe. And you know what? We only have one problem in the world right now, and it's that clock. It ticks so damn fast. How about take your time, but bring your feet back to previous pose. No hurries. Something might have shifted in mid-flight. Take your time. And then with your palms and your triceps engaged strongly into the planet, let's go and roll down to the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And as your legs lower, human seesaw, bring your torso straight up so you wind up sitting up. Good. Cross your legs. You can be your choice of cross-legged. Sukhasana, Siddhasana, Padmasana. How about cross-leg asana? Your choice. Now, checklist. Spine erect. Shoulders over hips. Bring your jhana mudra, jhana, yoga, wisdom. Bring tip of your index finger to tip of your thumb, palms up, back of your hands on your thighs. They say that this recirculates energy around and back in. I don't know if it works or not, but it doesn't hurt to try. So with a slight chin tuck for throat muscles slightly engaged, look at the tip of your nose. Your eyes are going to cross. Eyelids are going to be heavy. I want you to feel the back of your eyes, that's optic nerve. And now toilet muscles, engage your pelvic floor. So pelvic floor, throat, back muscles are engaged. Eyes are looking at tip of nose. Fingertips touching on thighs. Put the tongue on the roof of your mouth. Create a little bit of throat restriction and begin to breathe with energy. Not aggression, but strongly breathing. So it sounds like a vacuum cleaner or a Darth Vader. Hear the breath. This is one small piece of Ujjayi breath. Continue this. I will count. You just breathe. Keep eyes on tip of nose. This technique will quiet down all the stimulation we ran through your nervous system, while putting a nice touch on your optic nerve and reoxygenating the blood. Okay, come on out of that breath. Let's go back to our spine let's go back to our backs on the mat. Lay on down to your back and hug both knees in, please. Keep your right knee hugged in. Extend your left leg out, lay it on the mat. Left hand holding right knee. Please open your right arm straight out like a wing, or you can bend your elbow, little shoulder rotation, saguaro cactus, right? Take a breath. As you exhale, turn your head to the right and pull your knee over to the left, a little twist that really loves exhales. Deep exhales are a twist best friend. Come right on back, center, both knees in. We'll just make the switch. This time you hug your left knee and then let the right knee go on out straight and flat. Right hand continues to bind the left knee. Open your left arm out. Your position of choice, bent elbow or not. Take a full inhale. Over the exhale, turn your head to the left. Pull your knee, rotate over to the right. Ooh. You know, my kids used to watch wrestling, pro wrestling too. They would jump on me just like that. Deep breathing, full exhales. And notice, even through that little vicissitude, you're still calm. How cool is that? Come back to the center, hug both knees in. Now, I don't know that it's very likely that we missed anything. I think we touched just about everything. But just in case we missed something, hug knees tight as you wish. Bring your cheekbones towards your knee bones. And let's start to contract stuff. How about toe muscles, calf muscles, leg muscles, toilet muscles, belly muscles, chest muscles, finger muscles. Here's one. Pull your ears back against your skull. Everything contracted, but your jaw is still soft. Teeth aren't touching. With all this contraction, take one big breath in. Exhale, release everything. Extend arms and legs out and melt into that final peak pose, Savasana. And this really is the climax, the peak pose that you just spent 96 minutes preparing for. So just indulge in every bit of it. And for the first time in the class, let your breath go natural. As you luxuriate in that steady stream of sensation you're feeling right now, maybe, just maybe, you can bring your thoughts of the trillions of things that you have to be grateful for. 3 things, just 3. Easy, right? You spent plenty of time earning this, so I recommend hanging out just as long as you can. 10, 15 minutes. Or until your heart is bursting with so much gratitude that you can't take it anymore. And I will leave you with your breath, offering to each of you my gratitude and my love. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.